Good people of the Empire, hearken to these words and listen, for this is the life of Holy Sigmar. Tonight's lesson is the warrior and the land, in which the wolves, masters of the wild, seek to lay waste to men's domains, but are thwarted by a great warrior who forever watches over us. In an age long past, when the land was wilder than it is now, and our empire was naught but a wise man's dream, a wolf threw back its head, and from its savage throat let loose a howl that chilled the hearts of all who heard it. The cry echoed amongst trees, through valleys, and over hills and briar. The stars quaked at it, and the air shivered. Men whispered prayers to their old gods, but the old gods did not listen, and the wolves got closer, and running with them was death. The wolf padded to the brink of the hill and looked over the land. His kin prowled nearby, pink tongues hung from behind dripping teeth, and their breath steamed in the night air. In a forest clearing below, they saw a group of wattle and daub huts, nestling together as if for warmth. Smoke poured from holes in the thatch, and soft light emanated from the rough-cut windows and doorways. Goats bleated, tugging at their tethers, and swine snuffled, their hackles bristling. They smelt danger and were afraid. A baby began to cry. As the clouds fled, the glare of the two moons was set free to swoop over the hill. The malignant glow of Morslieb, that most wicked of heavenly bodies, reflected yellow in the wolves' eyes. These predators were hungry, and the smell of prey set their strong jaws a-champing. With a bark he bade his kin to follow. Towards the quailing village he sprang, tail up and ears back. Blood flowed fast in his veins. Sweat sprayed from his flanks like grey mist in the moonlight, and slaver flew from his mouth. His kin barked and snapped their teeth, for the smell of flesh was hot in their snouts. Their pace quickened, and the air was filled with swift footfalls as they rounded a cutting of trees. Before them the village lay naked, and then the invaders stopped dead in their tracks. A man stood across the path in front of them. He was tall, taller than most of his kind, and broad across the shoulder. He held a long hafted warhammer, and across his back was a wolf pelt. He was clad in battered bronze armour, and his hair was wild. He seemed as solid and immovable as a mountain, as ageless as the earth, and strong beyond the limits of mortal flesh. His face was obscured behind an iron helmet, of which the visor was fashioned into the head of a wild boar, and through it his eyes shone bright in the dark. The wolf chief trotted nervously from side to side, sniffing and growling. He barked unhappily with his head cocked. Behind him his kin whined and then fled into the night. The chief backed away, and with a final glance turned and ran after them. A fresh wind breathed, rustling leaves which seemed to sigh with relief. In the village folk fell asleep. The animals settled, and the baby was silent. The warrior strode up the hill, and as his eyes swept the land, a hush descended. The lands of men were safe, for that night Sigmar watched over them. Here endeth the lesson. May Holy Sigmar keep you and protect you forevermore.